My greatest joy is meeting India's very own tech giant, Padma Shri Sridhar Vembu. Thank you so much, sir, for joining with channeliam.com. You are a co-founder of a self-funded unicorn, Zoho. In your 50s, you are leading a life of a saint.
No, no, I would use that, no.
Your life is inspiring millions of youngsters. What makes Sridhar Vembu so simple?
Well, I always live like how I grew up. My parents live like this. No, I mean, if I had changed myself, that would be a change. My parents lived exactly the same way. They still live like that. So I just didn't change, that's all. and then you are, all the rest of the company, all of that, they are there for a mission. I mean, we want to achieve something in technology, all of that. I live well. I mean, it's not like I'm, you mentioned saint or no, I don't use those terms. I live well in the sense I have enough to eat, enough enough to wear, enough enough open space to roam around everywhere. That's why I go to rural areas, and I like the freedom to think, invent. To me, that is more than any other. To me, the luxury is freedom to think and invent and create technology. So that's what I like.
Technology means, in your vision, it is more into rural officers or village officers. We are trying to empower the rural sector. It is possible now in Tegashi and in other parts of Tamil Nadu also. What was the mission in you to do that?
Yeah, I came from rural roots. My parents came from those roots. So I always, from childhood, I spent a lot of time there. I wanted to go back. I also saw the trend of talent moving away from rural areas into cities. And I asked myself, is that reversible? You need good jobs. Our President Abdul Kalam ji had said this Pura, providing urban amenities in rural areas. And so already he had envisioned that you could do this in rural areas. And I always felt that it is possible to do it. And because R&D is doable in a relatively small scale. R&D is not about you have hundreds of acres of land and tens of thousands of people, all of that. With 100% R&D center, you can do a lot.
Yes.
With even 20 people, you can do a lot.
Yes.
So can you assemble the talent, create the necessary conditions, the culture, then we can do R&D. That is what we have done in Tenkasi, and we are now spreading into some other areas as well.
Okay. During the last few years, India has gained momentum in the growth, both inwardly and outwardly. So what is the next big thing for India in terms of technology?
India's current challenge, I would say, is we have to increase our R&D investment across the board. And we have to, a lot of technologies we have come to depend upon, we have to be part of the production value chain. Okay. That's non-negotiable, it has to happen. Because we cannot merely be users of technology. We have to be creators of technology. We have to participate in the creation value system. And we have to be very, very clear on this goal. This is a very much a national goal. It has to be our government, our industry, our broader civil society, all of them have to be aware of this, because who controls the technology now controls the world increasingly. It's becoming obvious in all of the platform wars and all of it becomes a political issue. But technology now, who has the know-how, who controls the patents, who has all of that is very, very crucial for national security, our economic security, our civilizational well-being, all of it. So we have to invest in it, and the only way we can acquire that know-how is through R&D. And on the plus side, we have the talent pool. So I'm here in Kochi, and I'm visited all the startup centers here, and I'm blown away by the talent. I mean, of course, I knew how much talent Kerala has, but still it's gratifying to see that at work. Kerala should be, the GDP should be 10 times bigger with all the talent pool Kerala has. And that would really be great for our nation too. That is why I want to see that happen, where our startups, our companies come up with critical breakthroughs, own the know-how, and lift up our nation through that.
So coming to this Zoho's unicorn journey, I know that it is not an easy cakewalk. Being a self-reliant and after then going for a unicorn is really, really challenging. So could you just tell us what were some of the challenges and how you overcome that?
The primary challenge is staying the course, being patient, because the whole world seemed to be going one way. And even, in fact, startups today face this, where we're constantly pulled aside with all this exit and all of this unicorn talk itself. But you can only build great companies long term.
Yes.
And Zoho has now become a sort of a foundational ecosystem builder. We need companies in Kerala and companies everywhere in India that nurture wholesale ecosystems in their areas. And we need that in Kochi, we need this in Trivandrum, we need that in Coimbatore, we need it everywhere, in Pune, everywhere. And those companies have to have deep anchors, deep roots in that area. And because of their presence and the talent they create, the rest of the ecosystem develops.
Okay.
And that is the model I envision. And the challenge is staying the course, because you get distracted.
Yes.
You get always, and for example, take this whole acquisition, M&A, all that. Sometimes, it's very tempting to sell the company. But if you are committed, if you want to build the only companies that stay the course end up making that long-term impact.
So to the new founders, for the new startup founders, do they need to specifically focus on any sectors?
More than the sector, I would focus on technologies we need for everyday life. We are consuming so much technology. And look at the production processes.
Yes.
Everything. I mean, you get up in the morning, toothpaste. What kind of machines pack the toothpaste? What kind of machines, fill the cans? All of this, everything is technology now. And so look at the world through the technology eyes and invest in long-term R&D. Have a long-term outlook. And then regardless of how the economic fluctuations, you will do well. And nurture your talent, particularly create opportunities for those of our fellow citizens that don't have opportunity. Because that way, we earn the loyalty of our employees by investing and creating the talent. As often people say, how do people stay with you? Well, by investing and nurturing the talent. So that's what I would focus on. And sector-wise, India has about 833 districts. And every district should have some strong R&D focus in one or two technologies.
Okay.
Whereas collectively, all of those technologies are very strongly relevant to our lives today.
Yes.
And that's what I would say startups should be doing.
Okay, that's great, sir.
Thank you.
Finally, Zoho is now unicorn. What is next for Zoho?
We don't describe ourselves that way because we are not anyway in it for the valuation. We still, we are at $1 billion scale. But if you look at the global industry, look at Microsoft is 200 billion. And Salesforce is like 40 billion, 35, 40 billion. So we have a long way to go.
Yes.
So I look at ourselves as very much a work in progress. And another 20 years of work ahead, 25 years of work, that's what I see.
Okay.